Welcome back to the Kaleidosphere, a Dungeons & Dragons Play Podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master, Nathan, and I'm joined tonight by Grant.
Lucky Shore, Laffy's daddy.
Cody.
Jack Rackman. I'm still praying this all works out.
Pippin.
Moriarty. I might have just stayed as a cook.
Jonathan.
Mitska, who is very indecisive, unlike the actual player Jonathan, who's super decisive.
And Alex.
Clacker Volkson, CEO of OnlyFins.
Nice. Join us on episode 27 of our first campaign, To Whom the Sea Belongs. And if you haven't yet, check out our Patreon real quick at patreon.com/thehomebrew just to see the different rewards that you can get there, both for this show and for the other two Homebrew Network shows. Pertinent to this show, you can get our OnlyFins bi-weekly podcast where we talk about the show and about a variety of other topics, including Mitska's feet. You can get ad-free episodes. We're moving into getting some sponsors, and so if you don't want that, then there will be the ad-free versions on Patreon. You can see any of the battle maps, or regional maps, all of that I have made for this campaign. That's all there. Monthly PDFs, those have primarily been about the Homebrew's main show so far, but those will include the other shows moving forward. And you can even submit your own NPC name and or get a shout-out on this show. So lots of good stuff over there. Check it out. But for now, let's go ahead and get into episode 27. Last week on the Kaleidosphere, you all conferred with Jantor after he communed with Yold, and he said that Yold had sent you to him in order to help him take on a threat with Apex, the druid, and the vicious gnolls in the forest. After applying a tiny amount of pressure to him, he broke down. He's very bad at lying, and he admitted that, in fact, Yold had said that you were looking for an artifact, but no, he did not send you to Jantor, and no, Apex is not part of the solution. So that led to Clacker getting really angry at Jantor. Mitska was sympathetic to him, but after quite a lot of heated negotiation, they came to the agreement that, let me be sure I'm remembering this correctly. You will get the crystal ball that Jantor has, so that's like 1,000 gold pieces to you. Uh-huh. Jantor will help you go north to find the second piece of the puzzle that Yold is talking about. After that, and only once you have the second piece, you will then come back and help Jantor with his null problem.
Yep.
Alex.
Yes, that was the arrangement.
He's staying with us, though.
Yes. He's working with us the whole time.
Yes. He's coming with you. He's using his magic to help you maneuver.
Yep. He's staying with us.
Yeah. And upon reaching that agreement, Kenawan then messaged Mitska again, saying that things had gotten worse and that Cliffs Bay is all but taken over by the Mind Flayers. There's a tenuous arrangement between some of the previously rival guilds, so Isaac and Sapphire are working together in an unprecedented arrangement, which is good. There are still people fighting and there's still hope, but it's kind of grim out there. So that's where we are picking up.
Well, I must be off, my friends. It's been an enjoyable time, but I cannot put off my duties any longer. I have to leave. I must leave. My master needs me, and I think perhaps the world, if not the universe as a whole, needs me more than you do. I'm sure you'll be perfectly capable in Jantor's guiding hands.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you.
I still don't really know what you are.
Sure, but how do you plan on getting back?
That is a good question. I was hoping maybe Jantor could send me the opposite direction, in this magic tree, traveling perhaps, and send me close to the sea, and I can return that way.
That is beyond the scope of my magic. I could come with you, but then the rest of the party would not be going the direction they wanted to. Or they would, but without my speed.
Well, let me draw you a diagram here. Pull out a little piece of paper. So, if you look at this, we could actually take the totem. Jantor, you could come with us. We could teleport back to the teleportation circle that you know, and then, Jantor, you could bring us back to where we're going. And no one loses anything.
My magic... I did not intentionally misrepresent this, but my method of traveling through plants is unique to me. I mechanically do not know the spell transport via plants.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do know a buffed version, significantly enhanced version, of the spell Tree Stride, which I can extend to my allies. I know the spell Plantsportation.
Okay. So how much range are we talking here?
Yes, let me just pull up my notes and see.
I would lean over to Mitsuka and be like, sounds like you have to steal the totem. Don't let them find out.
So mechanically, Tree Stride usually lets you move between one tree and another tree of exactly the same type within 500 feet, and only you. When Jantor casts it, he can take up to 6 friendly creatures with him, and his range is extended to 36 miles. Which, I did some math, I don't remember exactly the math that I did, but I believe that's roughly 500 feet per round, or something like that. I forget exactly how I came to that number, but essentially, he can, through multiple castings, he has enough spell slots to cast it 3 times per day. So by doing that, he can take you over 100 miles a day. However, he gets 1 level of exhaustion per casting in this way. So he can still benefit you with other healing magic and stuff, but he'll probably rely on you to do most of the fighting should he transport you in this fashion. All of this to say, teleportation circle followed by transport via plants would work if he knew transport via plants, which he does not.
I slapped my book shut. Well, never mind. Good luck. I've got no fur in this game.
And you can all see the map that I popped up on the screen. I'll put it in the Discord as well. This is Riniena, Dagharal, and Erohav, or at least part of Erohav. Erohav is a larger nation. Note for Grant, north is actually the top left corner, not the top of the map. Note for everyone else, I've popped out where you are currently on the map. And let's say this is the map that, or the diagram that Lucky either drew or had on hand. He had this map on hand, and he was like pointing to where you were.
And I rotated it slightly. That's why the map is like this.
Are those zeppelins I see on the map?
Don't mind those.
Those are the Dagharalish airships that sail
Gotcha.
between the mountaintops and throughout the sky.
Now that's what we need.
I did not know there were airships.
Yeah. And how quickly could, theoretically, this airship get somebody back to Cliffs Bay?
Insert Jeopardy music.
Well, on bagpipes. Bagpipe Jeopardy music
Oh my God.
just happens to be playing in the background.
I bet there is some audio for that. If we haven't, please insert it here.
You bet
Probably
there's
a couple
bagpipe
weeks.
Jeopardy?
A couple weeks on an airship to get back to
Listen,
Cliffs
why
Bay.
don't you just come with us, and if everything goes as planned, we'll teleport back to Cliffs Bay anyway. Right? We'll get Hudson, we'll teleport back.
But I think I need to go now. I don't know how much longer I can delay. I've already lapsed in my duty enough as it is. I think Mitsuka's she's like playing with her hands and is like wringing them and is very uncomfortable, anxious to be gone, but is trying to figure out the best way to make it quickly.
This is a turn I wasn't expecting right at the start of this.
Well, we could, if we're trying to split multiple directions, and you need to get back to an island, an airship is the second fastest way to do that, it would seem. It's not as fast as a teleportation circle. What if we all travel to the Dagharalish Mountains? We continue to deliberate while we travel. I will get us as far as we can through, teleportation magic. Perhaps save some of my energy until we know. I will get us into the mountains. We will traverse the pass, and you can deliberate while we are going through one of the mountain passes, whether you diverge up into one of the mountain cities of Dagharal, or whether you stay with us.
I suppose that makes sense. It'll be faster than me attempting to walk half the way back. I
Certainly.
suppose I will stay with the group for now, but I must be off as soon as I can.
Now, if everything does go as planned and as quickly as planned, then finding the item, stopping the gnolls, and using the teleportation circle might still be faster than 2 weeks. But it's very difficult to say. We have no certainty of this.
I think perhaps it might be worth the risk to take the faster than 2 weeks option than to me. I don't think there'll be anything left in 2 weeks.
Then we must away. We will travel north. We will find this artifact that you look for. The Eye of the Norns, I believe it is. We will come back and stop the gnolls and promptly head on to Benjerhal. Or rather, you all will. I must stay in my forest upon return.
Well, hey, sorry to be a stickler, just because of plot holes and all that, trying to write a good story here. Why doesn't he just take the totem back?
Because we need the totem.
Why do you need the totem? Sounds like he needs the totem.
She
needs the totem.
It's hard to tell with Dragon Turtleborn. That's not the first time. I'm sure it won't be the last.
You can show me later.
I'm really not a furry, I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's just offensive.
She's a
I
Shelley.
wasn't expecting that.
Can you call other people furries when you're okay. Why does... It sounds like he needs the totem. What am I missing? I'm part of the group now, right? You can tell me your secrets.
Well, we need the totem because when we find the next artifact, we're going to need it to teleport back just the same way.
Oh, so you're going back to Cliffs Bay after.
Theoretically, we'll get Hudson and then go back.
I'm afraid if by the time that we would find Hudson that there would be nothing to teleport back to.
Okay.
Maybe it is best that I just take the totem and I will meet up with you all later.
No.
No.
I like it.
Clacker's in like with Mitsuka saying she needs to leave, Clacker's in just like a quiet rage down. He's just been mumbling just like, I should have gone with Zachariah. I should have gone with Zachariah. I knew that was the right thing to do.
The Zachariah guy sounds like a peach.
He grips the totem even tighter when Mitsuka even has the idea of taking it with her.
Clacker, I know it might not be ideal, but I think this might be the best thing for everyone. I know you're protecting that totem with your life, but I think there are things at play here that are bigger than this group and this Hudson fellow, whoever he is.
Well, it's a bit late for you to be saying it goddamn now, Mitsuka. You sailed across the sea with us.
Yeah, well, at the time, there wasn't a Mind Flayer invasion into...
There was!
I was going to say...
I have it written right here. The story, the timeline's very clear.
There was already a Mind Flayer who decided this was the worthier cause at the time.
Yes, well, I have received new information that would seem to suggest that is the worthier cause.
So you're just flip-flopping around then?
Well, I'm not Clacker.
Wow.
No, my master blessed me on this journey and told me to go, and now he's asking me to come back. I have a duty. I cannot.
I understand that, but you also just told this man here that you were going to do this, and you said you would see it through. You invited us to help him. You can't just back out now.
You were
What
quite
kind of-
intent on helping me with the gnolls.
Yes, well, I believe the Mind Flayers to be the largest threat to the world, to the larger universe. I have my duties to the sacred current that I cannot ignore, and even if many suffer, I think it will save the most people if I do this.
But maybe the current already sent you here for the reason of saving more people. You already chose this path, I'm just saying.
Decisions. What is life? As I said, what is life? if
Goddamn
not-
relentless is what it is. It never fucking stops.
It's almost like there's some sort of god figure that's creating torment.
What is life if not a series of mistakes and wrong decisions?
I think then life is also a chance to rectify those mistakes and wrong decisions. A chance to learn from them and to do better. And this is my moment to learn.
Great, so then you'll learn that you're not taking the totem with ya.
Clacker, I think this is more important than you can possibly imagine.
If it was more important, you would have stayed in the first place.
Well, I suppose that may be true, but it is... I cannot change my path now. I must go, and the faster the better, the more chance I have at saving lives.
So the faster the better. Come with us, to where we're going, finish what we're doing. And then, that's your fastest route back already.
Right, I mean, I hate to be against my own plan, but seems to be the consensus at the moment that people think that maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, then we go straight back to Cliffs Bay, right? That's the deal? if I'm right, then we go save Hudson real quick.
Right?
Just a detour.
Go back to
So what's the trigger here? So if you do this next thing and Yold sends you to another artifact, that's when you back out?
Arg. Well, I don't know how gods work, but I'm really hoping that this next artifact is kind of like this first artifact, where it gave us the ability to teleport. And I'm hoping that this second one will somehow give us the ability to teleport in conjunction with the one we already have. It's called the Eye of something, isn't it?
Eye of the Norns, or...
I mean, there you go, man. It
Nornir
lets you see stuff, and then we can teleport to it. It makes perfect sense.
Well, I just think it would behoove you. Sorry, I'm a registered mediator for where I come from. It would behoove everyone here, no offense to any present with hooves, if we...
Oh, none taken. I think it's quite a funny word.
If we just agreed on the decision before we got there. So that way Mitsuka knows, hey, if this next artifact, we get it, and then Yold's like, all right, time to go further into the next artifact, you're agreeing that she'll take a detour, correct?
A mediator and a singer, wow. What else can you do?
I'll show you later.
Oh.
Why must all bards be horny at the worst times?
I'm horny at the best times, baby.
Mitsuka, like, sighs, but, like, also is, like, on the verge of tears, I think.
If you can't handle the horny bard at the worst of times, you can't handle them at the best of times.
I don't always use slow, sometimes I use haste. Hey, that's not what this is about. Listen, so...
Enlarge, reduce.
Whoa! Whoa, God! Calm down up there. I'll stay out of it. I feel I'm inserting myself in the middle of this.
That's what he said.
I suppose I... God damn it.
And now you're cursed.
That's my moment to dramatically stand up.
Well, Jack, I hear sailors are an honorable folk, and perhaps we could reach an accord of some sort. That we find this item, and if it doesn't take us directly to Hudson, then we must return to Cliffs Bay and save the people there.
Right.
If it can take us to Hudson, it must do so quickly, and then from there we go back to Cliffs Bay, but I think
After helping me with the gnolls, of course.
Yes, of course. Perhaps...
Jantor, now's not a great time.
Thacker just looks around at everyone except for Jantor. It's like,
Because without me, I imagine it will take you quite a long time to cross these mountains.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, the gnolls, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
Jantor.
we should get going, shouldn't we?
Yes, let's... Yes.
We gotta go.
Yark.
Did I miss the deal? What was the deal?
I agreed to the deal.
What was
sounds
the
like we've
deal? What did you agree to?
We will find the next artifact. If it helped us find Hudson, we'll use it quickly to do so, and then we'll go back to Cliffs Bay. If it doesn't, we go back to Cliffs Bay. But first, we're gonna help this guy with his gnolls.
All right, I'm in.
The deals are struck then. Alright.
Very well, let us go. And Jantor will gather you all around a pine tree.
I love pine trees.
It's evening at this point. The sun is setting, but it's not quite fully below the horizon. So he says, "We can make some good time today. We will need to camp at least once before we reach Erohavian Towns, and I suspect we can travel the entire distance in a day and a half, maybe 2 days, depending on how far we need to go."
Are you sure we can't go any faster?
Well, I suppose, my magic needs to recharge, but if we find a way to let me, does this sound selfish? Please hear it in the spirit that it is intended. I can only take you through the trees a certain number of times per day. In order to do it again the next day, I will need to sleep. If we form some sort of cart or gurney for me to sleep on, and you all to carry me while I recharge, then we can make great time if you all do not rest. But if you all need to rest, I would rather you not drop dead from exhaustion.
I have an idea.
I think Lucky might serve this purpose perfectly.
Yes?
Why don't we just spend an hour and you attune to this totem? and then we can just cast that motherfucker as much as we fucking want. Pachoo! Into the fucking mountains we go.
I was thinking he said that the problem was it exhaust him to carry the rest of us with him.
It does cost exhaustion, but if I attune to the totem, I can do it 5 times in one day. I just can't do it 6 times or I will die of exhaustion.
You'll be fine. You'll be totally fine.
Do we have any way to
Totally
fix
fine.
exhaustion?
What?
Do we have any way to reverse the exhaustion?
Something like maybe a cleric would do might help. Do you know any clerics? We have the
I am
clerics.
not. I am technically a cleric, but not a very good one.
I also
If only we had a
technically-
cleric.
Maybe a cleric.
Does greater restoration or lesser restoration, do either of those do that?
Exhaustion? Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just a humble cook, I don't know.
You can reduce the target's exhaustion level by 1, or end one of the following effects. Well, yes. Greater... So, I, Jantor, hello, no greater restoration.
All right.
Yarg.
So, let's spend an hour where I attune to the totem,
Uh-huh.
and then, we will, use those charges for me to take you all as far as I can. I will get
Zoomy
exhaustion.
zoomy!
I will get exhaustion. I will cast Greater Restoration on myself, which I can do 3 times. This extends the number of times I can do this to 8 from 3, which is pretty good.
Yeah. I think 10, actually. We could do it 10 times.
Wait.
9, because you could use one of the bonus actions for the greater restoration. So 9.
Yes. How many charges does it have currently?
It has 10.
It
My,
has-
that fine fella you told me about. What was his name again? Clacker? You said you really liked him a whole lot.
Oh, Zachariah.
Oh yeah, Zachariah.
Just keep whispering to yourself that I should have gone with Zachariah. Should have.
So that's a grand total of 324 miles, bitch.
I actually calculated exactly how many you needed to go, because I figured this would happen. Not this specific combination, but I figured you'd find some way to get through this.
We could
Yeah.
just go back to fucking West End. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but there aren't any trees in the ocean, are there? I mean, oh wait, no, this is all one landmass, isn't it? I'm looking at the map now. Sorry.
You are on a continental landmass.
I also was laughing so much because you were reading the spell description in Yantor's voice, and it was
Yeah,
just so
that's-
funny
yeah,
to
that
me.
was
Oh,
so
well,
good.
thanks, yeah.
Yantor's like reading his journal. I carefully document my spells.
Right.
Effects.
Right. Yeah. So, back in Jantor's persona, I do not know, down to the mile, exactly how far we need to travel. But as far as we can, based on your calculations, Lucky, we can easily get to the coastal towns of Erohav, probably some of the major cities or more notable towns, within 2 hours, just as soon as I'm finished attuning. That is wonderful.
Wow.
We can bypass all of the random encounters that God prepared for you.
Yeah.
I love it, Jantor.
I don't know.
Lucky.
God's
These are
the one
kind
who
of
made the-
productive ideas we need.
God's the one who made the totem, so you'll have to take it up
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah.
Take
No,
it up
it's
with
good.
it. It's like, who can I blame for that? Wait a minute.
You guys remember Zachariah's
It's there to be used. It's there to be used.
Remember Zachariah's reaction to this totem?
Yes.
Because it's a powerful fucking item.
It's a powerful totem.
Very well.
See, that cuts
well,
our journey
I
down a
attune.
ton.
So you like me?
Yerg. More productive ideas. More productive ideas.
No, I think you were trying to say thank you, Lucky. You're a valuable member of this crew.
Thank you, Lucky. You have been a very lucky... thank you, Lucky. You have been a very valuable member of this crew.
Do you like head scratches?
No? Yes.
And then I'll reach my fingers over, and I'll just give him a little scratch between the ears. Top of his
Lucky's
head.
definitely over there by Clacker purring.
we need fan
He
art
likes
of that
the-
moment.
No, we don't. I think we're good.
SFW.
I don't think there is an
We'll put it on our
SFW version
OnlyFans.
of that moment.
It's just
Only
a head
fans content.
scratch. It's just a kitty.
It's just an orca and a kitty snuggling. What's wrong with you? Mitsuka?
Well, I suppose
This isn't
I am.
OnlyFans. Get Get your mind out of the gutter.
I suppose I am a little bit on edge.
Alright, well, anything during his hour of attunement, or are you all just gonna wait and hit the road?
Anyone need any short rest dice to spend?
I could definitely use some health or something.
I mean, are we not all hurt? Or
I'm
mostly
pretty good right now.
So-
Mitsuka, you could probably go around and find some more nuts, like, since you ate a bunch of mine.
I don't think that was me.
Oh, no, it was you.
Mitsuka's sitting there. I think she's looks really anxious and trying to meditate, legs crossed, hands in the air. And she's got her eyes closed, but she's got one eye open. I'm pretty sure that wasn't me. I don't know who that would be.
Mitsuka, you literally have bits of the nuts just on your shirt right now. Just thought I'd point it out.
Sorry, I'm
Bits of the
tuning
nuts.
to the sacred current. I can't hear anyone.
Oh, is that what you're calling it now?
That's what happens when you tune to it.
She's just trying to drown everyone out.
Yeah, I don't really get much on a short rest.
If you're 5th level bard, you get bardic inspiration back.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Nice.
long rest until 5th level, and then it's short rest.
Mitsuka's
Alright.
gonna use 2 hit dice
Nice. Get
and
back that
get
good
5 health. It's a little disappointing, but alright, we're at 41.
Yarg.
Use 2.
While we have some time, Lucky, can you teach me that spell everyone was using last fight? The
Wait, one
spell
moment.
that lets you counter spells.
Oh! You get 6 more! I'm playing music while you rest, Mitsuka, and I'm a bard! I'm playing you some beautiful tunes! Never mind, you can't have it, you were mean to me. What was that check?
Fair.
Yarg, I saw you and the cultists kept using
Shut the
this
fuck up!
fun... Fuck.
Okay, go ahead.
You kept using this fun
Shut
spell.
the fuck up!
Who?
Did you get it?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, try one more time, but this time put some magic in it. Okay, tell me again.
How do
Shut
you
the
do?
fuck up!
You shut the fuck up.
Okay, now you try. Hi, my name's Lucky
Shut the
Shore,
fuck
and
up.
I'm You did it! I'm so proud of you on your first try.
I'm a pretty quick learner.
Could you put some more pizzazz into it, though? A little bit more show. You know what I mean? You gotta really mean it. I don't think you
Yarr,
want-
shut the fuck up, worms.
Oh, my hair bristles. That was great.
Inspiration to Lucky.
Technically, it doesn't have a verbal component, but it has a verbal component. A wink at him. And thanks for the inspiration.
I'll try and keep that in mind.
I do have Song of Rest, guys, though, so you do get the extra 1d6 when you spend short rest die.
Good. So I'm at
Great.
45.
I needed that because I crit failed mine.
Now, Nathan, it's a little bit
separately,
ambiguous
actually.
if I roll it or if they roll it.
Yeah. I
Do
can
I
roll it.
roll it and everyone gets it, or do they roll their own?
I think you roll it and everyone gets that value.
I love it. Thank you. Everyone gets
Okay,
6.
what's the roll
Perfect.
then?
My roll is a 5 anyway, so that's fine.
You get 6 back.
Alright, and after the hour of rest, Jantor is attuned to the totem. And so, between every 36 miles, I will briefly describe the environment, and we'll just track how many spell slots versus how many charges have been used, because mechanically that easily could matter in the next few minutes.
I'm just excited we're finally getting some use out of this totem.
Very well. Is everybody ready? Gather around. And Jantor leads you all up to a pine tree and puts his hand on it, and then kind of rumbles a moosey, I imagine moose sound kind of like cows, right? Like, that's...
Yeah, I
know.
think they kind of moo,
Yeah. So he gives this rumbling, like, moo, yeah. And you all lurch forward, fold into a tree, and then pop out in the foothills of the Dagharalish range, popping out of another tree.
Oh,
You know what? I do think a male moose is called a bull and a female is called a cow, so maybe that's why.
Yes, I believe you're right. Okay, so that was one charge. I have one level of exhaustion. We can go ahead and do this again. I'm not too tired. So he puts his hand back on the tree you just popped out of. You all fold into it again. It's a little bit disorienting, but there's no mechanical detriment to it. And you pop out deep in the Dagharalish range. You're in a pass, so there's a steep,
That's only 20 feet away? Okay. Huh.
steep hill to one side of you, and then a sharp drop-off on the other side. There's a ravine with a bunch of trees down in it, and then maybe a quarter of a mile away, another mountainside rises up. And you can hear some sort of loud conflict going on in the valley. And Jantor looks down and he says, Oh, that's very sad. That must be the giants at war with one another again. How tragic. Is everyone ready to continue?
How tragic. Can we go? Yes, let's go. Yes.
Okay.
That sounds like an excellent thing to investigate, Mitsuki. Don't you want to go see?
I think perhaps we've done our fair share of investigating.
Are you sure you don't want to promise to help them?
Yark.
Moriarty, did you hear that? That was the arcane currents. They're leading us down into that conflict in the mountains.
Mitsuka just fixes Lucky and Moriarty both with like a cold glare and like a
Yark.
Jantor,
That was not really a great tie. It's only been an hour since our
I'm sorry.
argument.
I imagine the sarcasm is very lost on Jantor. He's like, are we going or not?
Right, no, he is. He like plods down a little bit, and then he realizes that no one else is following him. So he turns around and does the same folding again, and you are back in the foothills of the Dagharalish range. But this time it's notably brighter, and you realize that you've actually caught up with the sunset. Not that you have traveled so much along the curve of the earth, but you are on the western side of the mountain range now. So the horizon is significantly lower. You have traveled 36 times 3, 120, 138 miles at this point. Yeah, so you're well into the foothills of the northwestern side of the Dagharal range. From your vantage point, off on the horizon, you can see the ocean. You can see a handful of small towns dotting it like, they look like little anthills, like they're very tiny from where you are, but they are visible. They're probably 20, 25 miles away, given that you have a higher elevation, which means some of these towns are within a one more teleport. I'm so exhausted that I'm halfway to dying. If I did this 3 more times, I would die.
You're fine.
So,
Yark, did we overshoot?
Oh, no, I believe that the Eye of the Norns is Erohavian.
Arg.
I'm not sure exactly where it would be, so we could go to one of those small towns and ask around. Or we could, I think that's our best course of action to quickly determine the hearsay of the land. I've used 3 of the 10 charges. I need to cast Greater Restoration on myself. Should I use another charge to do that?
No, just use your own spells for
Use
that.
my own spells. Okay.
Right?
So-
What's the... Wait. Math. Hold on. What level is your tree stride?
5th, as is Greater Restoration. They're the same.
Can
Yark.
trees... Is that the strongest spell you can cast?
No, I can cast Heal, or Sunbeam if I prepare it, but right now I have Heal prepared.
So we can always upcast, right?
Yes. I have...
Okay.
I have
So
2...
go ahead and use your own power for Greater Restoration. This totem is a shared group object. You're being a little selfish with it right now.
Just following the plan, you feisty furball.
Well, the plan is not changed, and watch your fucking mouth. Use your own spells for this. We still... that way we have more charges to continue moving. That's how we get 9 instead of... Yeah. Use your own spells.
Very well, I will greater restore myself. He does so. Let me check and be sure that's how long that is. I think it's 1 minute.
Greater
One
Restoration's...
action. One
yeah,
action. Nice.
Just a boop.
Yep, so he boops himself. And then, to the towns on the coast. Yes?
Yark.
Look at Jack.
Alright. And he teleports you. Tree strides you all to the Erohavian coastal towns.
Doctor Who music plays.
So, the sun just barely dips below the horizon in the west. Again, it's a little bit surreal probably for all of you to get to see 2 sunsets in one day. A little bit disorienting, but you arrive in the towns during the dusk. There's still enough light to see, but people are beginning to light lamps on the streets. Fishers are heading out for the evening catch as you all head into one of these towns. There's one human in this group and a bunch of animal-looking people. So you're not the most common group, but these are also Erohavians and Orca folk and shifters, especially canine and ursine shifters, are not terribly uncommon. So you don't get as much of a strange or as much of a distant reception as you might in other places. People seem relatively friendly and receptive to any conversation or questions that you have.
Has anyone seen an Eye of the Norn? Hello, sir. Looking for Eye of the Norn.
You're talking to imagine the stereotype of a blonde Viking. That's who you're talking to. He's got an ornate beard that would give dwarves a run for their money.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he's 7 feet tall and 5 feet wide at the shoulder. Large guy.
Goodness. I'd love to
5
bat if
feet
those
wide
trinkets
at the
in your beard.
shoulders.
Yes,
You're a square.
And you're a cat.
Looking for the Eye of the Norn. This is merry band of adventurers. We're here to have great quests, write some good stories, some good songs, have some good drinks. You have good drinks in here?
Yes. We have a brewery that makes pretty good mead if I'm any judge of it, and I do might know my way around a bottle.
Excellent.
Yeah, you notice at this point that his left hand, which he had kind of tucked behind his hand, he pulls it around, or behind his back, he pulls it around, and it's sawed off with a hook in its place. And the hook appears to be made of the same bone that is coming out of his horned helmet. I'm sorry, I totally forgot your question. You were asking about the Eye of the Norns, and then you were asking about drinks, stories.
The drinks? I see how the men are. How are the women? What's there to do around here? I'm
The men
bored.
are tough, the women are tougher.
We must be focusing on our quest right now. We can't be asking these foolish questions.
Lucky, can I have a persuasion or investigation check? Your choice.
Yeah, definitely persuasion.
Okay.
I love how Lucky gets into town and the first person he talks to, he's has one conversation. He's like, "I'm bored of this place. What's going on?"
Yeah.
Right.
It's not rolling for me. Oh, I
Yeah,
rolled
it
it
is.
3 times. I'm sorry. I got a 25.
So you actually luck out. He says, you were asking about the Eye of the Norns, yes. I have a contact up in the northern town of Tristan, who, as legend has it, that is where the Eye of the Norn historically resided, but no one has seen it in hundreds of years.
Lucky looks very disappointed and turns around and says, well, unfortunately, I got the information, so we don't get to try the meat or the women or the men or the nightlife, so let's just go.
You're a strange one, little cat.
Thank you. I bow.
He tips his hat with his horned helmet with his hooked hand, and then saunters away.
I imagine that's the most awkward, gesture. Tipping your horned helmet with your hooked hand.
He gets caught.
Well, I mean, we could always verify the information. I mean, he's just one fella, right? We could always go. We don't have to go straight to Tristan. We could try the mead.
Yeah, I mean, we're here. I mean, Mitsuka, would you be against one quick drink while we asked a couple of people in the bar?
Information gathering. It's just responsible.
You can have some tea with me. You can be Titska.
I don't like the sound of that.
Sounds like an OnlyFins name.
I suppose if we take 10 minutes to gather some more information, wouldn't be at the end of the world, but let's make it fast, okay?
We are already making excellent time compared to what we could have. I mean, just
Jarg.
imagine if we had to fight those giants in the valley.
Right. Arg. What a huge problem that would have been.
Oh,
You guys would
yeah.
have probably argued with me again. Arg, this is taking too long.
I look at Moriarty. I'm like, well, I don't know about you, but I can get trashed in 10 minutes. Let's go.
Oh, I can have a drink and smoke my pipe for just a little bit. 10 minutes is fine.
Alright, so you head to the pub. It's very easy to identify. Each of the towns along the coast are very small. If you put them all together and consider them one large, long town, it's a bit bigger, but like within the little pod that is this particular village, it's very easy to find the watering hole. So there's a lot of Viking-looking men, women, humans, and dwarves primarily. A handful of other races. Again, a couple whale folk, a couple shifters with bear features, and there's definitely a lot of mead flowing. It smells distinctly like fermented honey in here. A handful of other like beverages on tap as well. So you can spend anywhere from a couple silver to a couple gold for the quality of your beverage, and ask around a little bit for some information. Given the demographic that I described, you can kind of describe particular NPCs that you might want to approach.
I'm going to play some music. I'm going to set up and try and kind of match the vibe as best as I can. Mm-hmm. With a music that I imagine that people would like in Erohav. And I'm practiced with quite a few instruments, so I'm assuming I can get something that these people will like. And I'll probably kind of try and like watch the crowd and see what they're into, and you know what I mean, more drums or more lute or whatever. But yeah. I'm definitely going to drink my ass off and play music for as long as they let me stay here.
All right, so bagpipes tend not to be very popular in at least this watering hole, but
well, it's just because they haven't tried them.
No,
try playing them silently.
When you try them, it's you get booed a little bit, but when you switch over to lute and drums, people like that. People start buying you drinks after you've bought yourself a couple rounds. Yeah, they really enjoy the drum beats and the lute riffs that you can pull off, and you quickly find some rhythms that are familiar, even if you don't know their particular words. Some of the same rhythms are pretty, or some of the same melodies are pretty universal across different regions, just with different words. So they begin chanting their own like sea shanties as you play that. There's quite a bit about like raider culture, looting other villages from other kingdoms. Mm-hmm. Quite a bit of mead drinking. Quite a bit of prima nocta.
What?
And usually in a kind of a frustrated sense, like, yeah, and then our Viking king came and took everything. And again, quite a bit of sailing, some getting lost, stranded, drowning at sea. Like, some of it is grim, some of it is celebratory, but overall a good mix, and you are thriving as the center of the spotlight. What are the rest of you doing?
Let's ask the bartender.
I think Mitsuka's like sitting at the bar with like a mug of like terrible tea. I imagine just like they're not very used to serving somebody tea, and she's like tapping her foot, like kind of looking out the window to see how like late it's gotten, and she's like keeps kind of like, I don't know, she's trying to stay calm, you know, seem very like calm and collected, very wayfinder, but you can tell it's not working at all.
Yeah. And Clacker, you're probably there with her.
Yeah, I'm there with her. I'm just having some tea as well. I'm sipping it, and I'm just kind of grimacing after every sip I take, just a little bit, just like.
Yeah, it's like comparable to some of Krusty Sean's blends. Not leave something to be desired.
I take a little bit of the saber-tooth horn dust and I sprinkle it in my tea. It doesn't do anything or make it taste any better or anything, but I just
makes it taste a little worse.
I just go, oh yeah, that's the stuff.
I was gonna say, like, when Clacker's not looking, like, Mitsuka gets the bartender to pour, like, a little bit of whiskey in her tea.
Ooh.
Nice.
Just kind of take the edge off things, you know?
Right.
Yarr.
I don't care if you drink. You can drink all you want to.
Well, I care if you... I'm not drinking. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't looking.
Hiding it from himself.
So while we're like finishing up the order, you know, we get, you know, it's like they'll have the tea, we'll have a couple of drinks. Jack will ask the bartender, oh, by the way, I mean, we're here looking for, have you ever heard of this thing called, what was that thing called again, Jantor, as I hand Jantor his drink?
That's excellent mead. That was the Eye of... Yes, quite.
Nathan!
The Eye of the Norns, yes. Slipped into body note there. The Eye of the Norns.
You ever heard of that?
And the bartender, who is a teen named Steinthor, he's got like a fuzzy mustache, but he can't grow the rest of his beard yet. He nods and he says, Yeah, I think I've heard of the Eye of the Norns. It's the old fates back in the day used to use it to spin the tapestry of the world and see everyone's threads, each thread being a soul. They made a great tapestry, and they used their eye to see it all. He nods. He's evidently proud of himself.
It's quite interesting. Where was the last place it was known to be located?
Oh, I don't know that, but let me check with he scans through real quick and notes a couple Viking pirate-looking people in one corner, and he says, "You know, those guys over there, the dwarf with the eye patch and the human with the peg leg, I think they're likely to know. They do quite a bit of sailing around Erohav."
Yarn. What's the local favorite drink?
Our meat is quite good. Jantor says,
Right.
"Oh yes," and takes another long, slow sip.
Bartender, line me up a couple of drinks for those gentlemen, and let's bring them over.
Right away. Steinthor does so, and then takes you over and introduces you to these folk.
My name is Nick Perrin, and I'm an actor, writer, and game master. And on Tabletop, I talk with an expert game master every week to find out the best ways to run amazing games and tell epic stories. Looking to start DMing? Or maybe you've been a game master for a long time and want to spice up your table? Then this podcast is for you. Tabletop is released on Mondays wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you ready for your next big adventure? How does 400 plus pages of lovingly crafted D&D 5th edition content tickle your fancy? I'm excited to announce that this episode of the Kaleidosphere has been sponsored by Tomb Guardians, who has just released their campaign of the year, The Curse of the Usurper. Cody, Pippin, and I had the chance to test drive this campaign along with a few other lucky content creators, and it is absolutely one of the most well put together modules that I've ever seen. It has music accompaniments, it has DM assisted actor voiceover parts, and then it just has all this amazing custom art. The adventure hook is amazing. It's just really well put together. You have to go check it out. It's at tombguardians.com and then click on Curse of the Usurper, or you can go straight to Kickstarter and search for it. This is something you're going to want to check out. Your next adventure is just waiting for you. Curse of the Usurper on Kickstarter. Check it out. And with no further ado, let's get back to the Kaleidosphere.
Now, Jack,
Yarn.
you're a pirate, so you quickly recognize, before you get to these two individuals, some of the paraphernalia on their bodies, some of the patches on their clothing. A blood red maple leaf is like stitched onto one of their shoulders. And another one is wearing a hat with a red maple leaf. These are members of the Maple Marauders.
Interesting.
A ruthless group of pirates to the north that, among other things, smuggle maple syrup throughout the world.
Cody and I live in, fun fact, the Maple City.
Yeah.
Really?
We sure
Me and
do.
Grant are Maple Marauders.
We're the Maple Marauders, baby.
Do you remember 9 months ago when I said this was an anti-Canada campaign?
I have been waiting for this moment because Nathan was so excited about the Maple Marauders.
Wait, hang on. I have a picture of their pirate flag. I'm gonna put it in the Discord. I'm just gonna do it in like our chat for now, and I'll put it in the public one later. But yeah, you can go ahead and converse with them if you want to, Jack, unless you would rather avoid any conversation with them. I don't know your particular history with them.
Are they known to be like bloodthirsty cutthroats, or like, you know, are they the kind of parlay?
Make a history check with advantage.
A 19. Pirate history be me specialty.
Yeah, they are bloodthirsty. They're very bloodthirsty, very cutthroat as soon as they are on the open ocean. When they're in town, they tend to be more respectful of local authority.
Yeah.
But in their mind, the second they're out of a dock, anything goes.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get into a sticky situation.
Ha!
Yeah, I'll talk to him then.
Okay.
Hello there, gentlemen. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jack Rackman. These are my crew members. We are on a adventure to find something that the bartender said you might be able to help us with. It's called the Eye of the Nord. They slam their drinks down and slide them forward. Top shelf. Local favorite, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
I sit down Riker style, if you're familiar with that.
So the human who has the peg leg, he takes his drink and, tips at you and then sips it. Sets it back down. Oh, yeah, we know about the Eye of the Norns.
What can you tell us about it? We're on something of a quest from Yol to find it.
Brushes some of the crumbs out of his, grizzled beard, which is not nearly as well maintained as his dwarven counterparts. And he nods and tips his hat and he says, oh, yeah, you betcha. You know, the Eye of the Norns is a local folktale from Erohav. Don't you know, back in the day, it was possessed by the three fates, the three Norns. They spun their tapestry. Legend has it that this took place up in what is now the town of Trizin. I've been up there on the boat a few times, and Tristan's kind of a strange place. I mean, we got some of our own up there. Some of the retired marauders live up there now, but it's ask me, it feels just a little bit haunted. Not really sure why.
Interesting. Haunted, you say?
Yeah, it just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit there, don't you know?
Yarr, I understand. A lot of this whole continent has been a little bit haunted, if you ask me.
The dwarf glances at you with his eye-patched face and scratches at his chin, and he says, "Aye, you be saying the whole land here be haunted, you say, and what do you mean by that?" I do prefer to keep to the sea myself, but hadn't been hearing anything about the whole. I mean, we're on Erohav. Erohav's we're a aquatic nation, but we have a lot of landmass here.
Yarr, we sailed in from Cliffs Bay to Ibnap. I can't pronounce it. Macnap.
Renegina?
The small town.
The small town in Renegina is Imignop.
Right. And, from there, we were looking for it. Obviously we're way off base if you're telling us if it's in Tristan. I mean, that's, literally on the other side of the fucking continent. Wow, we were way off. But we ran into werewolves, we ran into weird mutant stags, we ran into skeletons.
They'd be really nasty this time of year, don't you know?
Oh, yeah.
Is that typical? From where I'm from, that's not typical.
That's why I do be keeping to the docks and the boats myself. I don't want anything to do with carnivorous elk. That's pretty common this time of year from what I understand. I mean, I'm never on land myself, so who am I to say, but... those elk, they're nasty.
Yarr, indeed. Well, thank you for the information there.
Oh yeah, you betcha.
Really appreciate it.
Hey, now thanks for the drinks, eh?
Of course. Me and my friends will, be heading out here soon. Enjoy your stay, and, what is that thing you're always saying, Mitska? May the something waves, something...
I think you got it exactly correct, actually.
Alright, well, you all take care, and don't cross our paths on the open ocean. I'd hate to gut you and string your intestines around your neck.
Yarr, you've been so helpful, I'd hate to do the same. I'd hate to fry you like a worm.
I like this one. I like him. And he'll flip you a gold piece. Buy yourself another round.
I will, bite it and put it in my pocket or whatever, as if I'm not trusting that it's even real, and I'll give him a wink. I'll walk off.
Say, all right, I think that was successful. I think that was my best parlay I've had in years.
That was fun.
It's a very nice work.
Alright, so we're ready to go now?
Nope.
Well, no, I have to buy this one last drink. It's pirate custom.
Maybe take it on the road, please.
I mean, I'm not against it, but the local authorities might not be, okay with road pops.
Yeah, what's the open carry laws around here?
Probably an open carry.
Open container.
Open
container's what I meant. Can we brown bag this?
Also, the open carry.
I have such a huge class. Oh, man.
Do you have a handheld tanker we can put this in?
I mean, you can empty out your water, what do you call those things?
Water.
Brown bags.
Water skins.
Flasks, yeah, I'm totally blanked on that. Yeah, you can empty out your water flask and fill it up. They don't... Open carry is fine. Like, that hasn't been a thing yet. You have your muskets and your pistols, and it's not a big deal.
Wow.
Open container is fine. That hasn't been invented yet. Minimum drinking age isn't a thing yet in most places.
What about drinking and driving a carriage?
Drinking and driving a carriage is frowned upon, and some areas do have laws against that. These tiny towns have not had reason to pass laws against that.
You heard him, boys. Let's rent a carriage.
I mean, you can get your carriage license younger than your regular license, too, in the small towns.
Yeah.
Did someone say
Enterprise,
carriage?
rent a carriage.
Let's rent 2 carriages and race them.
While drunk. All right.
Why do we need to do that when I can just cast Tree Stride again?
Because
I
I'm
forgot
drunk
about
as
that.
fuck, baby.
Okay, let's just go ahead and cast the tree scry again and get out of here. I'm unsure that any of our adventuring party will be left standing if we stay here much longer.
Alright, very well. I have 3 levels of exhaustion, so I'll boot myself again for... No, 3. 3. I have used it 4 times. Once into the foothills, once into the ravine, once out of the foothills. Used exhaustion removal once into the Erohavian towns.
Oh, we teleported into the towns? I thought we were just, like, there.
No, it was like 25 miles away, so he booped you there.
Okay.
Yep. And then, so uses a second spell slot to cure himself of a level of exhaustion, so he's back up to 2 levels of exhaustion. Uses a 5th charge from the totem, which will get you... Thanks for doing the clicker, whoever that is, Jack. Can you take us 10 to 12 feet? Yeah, perfect.
I want to make an exit. That's all I want to say. Just for Lucky's character, I want to, like, make sure that, like, my last song is just very, like, everything I've learned from kind of playing around with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I want to leave on a banger and be like, remember the name, Lucky Shore. I'm sure we'll meet again, and then leave.
And they applaud. They thump their fists and their mugs on their tables, and you take a splendid bow. You're wasted, but you also have, like, cat-like agility, so I'm going to say you don't trip over yourself on the way out.
Okay.
So, based on Cody mapping out how many feet to miles each of these things are, it looks like you're either 3 jumps away or 2 jumps plus a little time walking. Is that how it appears to you, Jack?
Yeah, we gotta do one from this city. Which city were we at? The lower one or the...
The upper one, the one kind of in the Bay Area.
Yeah, so it'd be about 3 jumps or 2 jumps and some walking.
Let's do 2 jumps and walk, because we can recharge it then tonight when we sleep and get back.
We're already making such great time.
We're just gonna have to angle it to be on the far side of the river.
Right. Okay, so here we go. And he teleports you through the trees again. You're
6.
up in some smaller mountains. After seeing the Dagharalish Mountains, you wouldn't necessarily call these mountains so much as large hills, but they probably still are technically mountains. So you're in kind of the sloping hills of that. I'm back at 3 levels of exhaustion. I'm going to use my last personal spell slot to get back up to 2. Okay, here we go. And he teleports you once more into the woodlands outside of the town of Tristan. Now, at this point, it is night. The moon is up. It is still in its waning gibbous phase. Do we make camp now, or do we press into the town to rest? We will need to take a long rest either way, Mitsuka. You see the wisdom of this.
Yes, I know, but hard to be patient with it.
You see tenderness in Jantor's eyes, Mitsuka, as he puts kind of a fluffy paw on your shoulder. And he says, I understand that this is hard for you, but we've already made far better time than even I thought we could.
You're right, Jantor, yes.
If not the right thing, Mitsuka, we're doing the best that we can with what we know.
Yarg.
Yes, well, thank you, Jantor. Yes, I suppose you do need a long rest.
Well, why don't we just push to town, and, Jantor, you can ride Laffy.
Oh, I'm not sure if Laffy is strong enough, but, we'll see. I'll ride him a short way. I can walk too.
Well, your speed is halved.
You're right.
Are you a medium creature?
Yes.
Then you'll be fine. Laffy can handle it.
Very well. Very well indeed.
I've really broken the fourth wall this episode a lot. I apologize about that.
That's alright. Yeah, okay, I will ride Laffy. This will work.
You're pretty strong.
You're in charge of Laffy noises, Nathan. That's
I
right.
sure am glad we saved that thing.
Me too. It's my best friend. Honestly, the only one of you I like.
Well, I suppose he's the only one who will laugh at your jokes, huh?
I all too seriously look at him and be like, I have the best fucking jokes.
Again, I am a female dragon turtleborn, so...
Whatever.
I love the icon for Laffy.
Thank you.
I love that it's much larger than the rest of our icons.
Oh, it is larger
It
than
is.
our
It's a
history.
large
Accurately
creature.
sized,
It's
yeah.
actually that big.
Yeah.
Alright, that's terrifying.
Yep.
It was terrifying the other day, too.
Especially with its, like, reflective eyes, because it's nighttime now, so those eyes are just reflecting in the moonlight. Occasionally you see its tongue kind of, like, flopping out of its overlarge mouth.
When the moon hits her eyes like the big pizza pies, that's hyena.
Just for that, everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh.
What the fuck, God? Generally, Nathan, I don't intend to use Laffy in combat.
Sure.
Is that... so I don't want to roll initiative for them, if that's okay? Or are you going to plan to kill my pet?
I'm gonna plan to kill your pet.
Fuck.
Wow.
Iska crit failed on initiative.
So I will roll initiative for them, then.
Thank you. You can just have them continue to, like, hide in the bushes and whatnot. Until the bushes come alive and eat her. Or him.
I do
My
not
thing lagged a little
appreciate
bit out there.
this.
I actually got a 6.
Hyenas are interesting. Genitalia-wise. I love genitalia.
Excuse me?
Yeah, they've
What?
got the, like, clitoris thing that's, like, enormous, right?
False penis?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
I know nothing about.
I didn't know
I
that
thought
they
they were
had
just standard
that.
mammals.
No,
I just know
female
that that's a
hyenas,
thing.
like, dominate the, like, male ones, and, like...
Huh.
My favorite.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
What is it? There's an animal called a tapir, I think it is, and they have, like, a knuckle in their penis where they can, like, bend it like Beckham.
And then you got
you don't.
ducks. And ducks have, like, corkscrew penises.
Yeah,
ducks
those
are-
things.
yeah.
Absolute corker.
Ducks are fucked up.
This has been penis talk.
This is for the OnlyFans.
Right, save it for OnlyFans.
To whom the dick belongs.
Oh. Apparently lucky.
Again, I should have just stayed a cook on the ship.
Yeah, I think I could have just lived a nice life as a famous tea critic.
Sometimes I wonder if you were sent out in the world because you were going senile.
So, Clacker, you
T-Nile.
are up first. You are in a pine forest outside of Tristan. You're only a couple miles away. You don't have much longer to walk. But just go ahead and move yourself through this forest. Given that it's still a waning gibbous, there's enough moonlight that you can see the clearing areas on this map. The trees themselves cast dark shadows, so having some sort of light might not be a bad idea at this point.
Okay, let me see what I have. I do have a torch, so I'm gonna light up a torch.
Wait, so this is just
Alright.
Clacker's turn, correct?
This is Clacker's turn.
Alright.
And then I will move just a little bit north here, I guess, kind of right up to here.
Yeah, between some of the trees.
And I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna ready up the dodge action and be there with my torch, just checking stuff out,
Sure.
I guess. And I leave my turn.
Alright, Laffy followed by Lucky.
I think just for realism's sake, I would have Laffy hold their action to move with me, so they're kind of walking alongside me with Jantor on the back.
Yeah.
I hate walking into danger, but Lucky doesn't have a fucking clue. So they're just humming a tune, playing a song. Laffy and Jantor are right behind him. When the moon hits the sky.
Perfect. Moriarty.
Moriarty's just going to be following along behind them. And I guess since he's not preparing for anything, he's just going to, like, full round move.
Sprint.
He's just going to be like,
Fucking haul ass.
his
Double
whole turn,
action,
he's
just
just
going.
like,
Yeah.
going up there. Keeping up by
Moriarty.
them.
Moriarty does the, like, Tom Cruise run by me. I just look at him, why are you running so fast? Oh, man. Right. D&D mechanics in real life are hilarious.
They are. Jack is after Moriarty.
Okay, Moriarty has just sprinted into the woods.
Last one to town has to buy the first round.
Wow. I will move up. I don't know if I'm going to sprint, but I'll advance past Clacker there.
I didn't know we were all going to sprint in. I would have moved further.
I'm sorry, I was just like, well, since I'm not doing anything, my guy's just going to move as far as he can. Just like, closer to town.
Jantor is on the back of Laffy, and he's just kind of singing along with Lucky. Hi, Sky, Hyena.
That's very good, Jantor. You make quite the baritone.
Oh, thank you. Mitsuka.
Mitsuka's just going to be, I think, walking in, like, the middle of the group, and, but she's also, like, going to notice it's getting darker, and she is going to cast, light on her Starblade, I think, and light up the area 20 feet around her.
Alright. And, having done so...
Uh-oh.
Between your light and Clacker's light, you all notice some shifting movement coming from kind of in front of where you're going, but a little bit off to the right. I would say Mitsuka and Jack are first to notice, and Clacker notices quickly thereafter. There is an orb in the air, and it's hard to tell what color it is because it's nighttime, but it looks like it's kind of the same color as the pine needles. Given this time of year, that's kind of a deep green. Looks basically black in the night. But amid this kind of greenish, slimy orb, an eye blinks, and a tongue kind of dangles out of its slobbering mouth. And then you notice that there are also stalks sticking out of this orb. And
who notices that?
Mitsuka, Jack, and Clacker notice this. And with a broad, slubbery smile, this thing is going to blast at Mitsuka and Jack with some magical energy.
Ah!
Mitsuka, I'll have you make a Constitution saving throw.
That's not good. Okay, 21.
Yeah, you're fine. A swirling ray of energy washes over you, but you manage to resist it as this thing shoots some sort of energy from its eyeball. And, Jack, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
12.
Ah!
Ooh.
Oh! I told you my jokes were good.
Jack, you are just possessed with thinking that everything is hilariously funny. I mean, like, it is absurd if you think about the company you're keeping. I mean, there's only one human-looking person. There's literally a moose person riding a giant hyena. And this is just hilarious. I mean, your friend is Tom Cruise sprinting through the woods.
Damn straight.
You fall prone, you are incapacitated, and you are unable to stand during this time. You are under the effects of Tasha's hideous laughter. That's all for that creature, so we're back to Clacker. You see this, all of you see this at this point, especially because Jack is just, like, laughing his assless chaps off.
Wow, okay. So, can I put down the totem as a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. I don't know if I want to run up and swing or what I want to do yet. Oh boy.
If it would fit Clacker's response, you can do like a history check or an arcana or a nature check to try to learn a little bit more about this thing.
Okay, yeah, I will definitely do one of those. Let's do a history check, and that's a 10.
This reminds you vaguely of the things that you fought in Penjurhal, but
that's what I was thinking.
It definitely has a mouth, and so it's certainly not the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. I guess, I mean, what else can I really do besides just run up and start swinging? So I'm gonna run up and start swinging.
Alright. Take it away, Clacker.
Alright. That's an 11.
Which is not going to connect. This thing is probably 3 feet across, and it just manages to kind of bob down in the air as you make your swipe at it.
Alright, on the backswing, let's try again for a 15.
That one connects.
Alright, it's going to do 12 slashing damage.
Very nice.
And that will end my turn.
Alright, actually it won't make a perception check.
I thought so. That's a 19.
Nice! That's a crit if crits were a thing on skill checks. So
They are.
Sorry. What?
My throat hurts.
I perceive everything right now. I see the fourth universe.
You do see another similar creature further along in the trees.
Wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
Right. And that'll bring us on to Laffy, followed by Lucky.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as there's danger, Laffy's going to do what I taught him and take our exhausted friend back into the woods. I'm going to have him take his 50 feet of movement and then hide. I can't move Jantor.
Oh, yeah, sure. I put a square log where the totem is.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I was wondering what that was. I was like,
What is that? What is this ominous log coming closer?
I thought too, I was like, are we getting attacked by a tree now?
Not this time.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Hyenas, I got a 15 to hide.
Okay.
And Lucky's just walking along, and he's like, so then I said, meow, you doing? And then I hear Jack start laughing, and I look over, and I'm like, it wasn't that good. And then I see this creature with my dark vision. I'm like, oh, that's fucking ugly. What the fuck is that thing? Oh, what is this fucking shit? Where did you bring me? Why am I here? And I just kind of reflexively, like, fumble around with my things, and then pull up a crossbow and try to shoot it.
All right.
14?
That connects.
For 6 damage.
Nice. And that's the one that's right across the tree from you, right? Not the distant one?
Yeah, the one that's in front of Clacker.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, Morty, what the fuck is that fucking thing? Fucking smush it. Smush it. Now.
What are you talking about?
All right. And it's Moriarty's turn, but just real quick for, unless you wanted to move, Lucky, but I'll say, in order to get a clear shot at this thing, you had to kind of drop down on one knee to get under the branches of the pine tree right in front of you. That's not mechanically prone, so you still have full movement. I'm just kind of painting a picture for you.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably take like a step back,
Sure.
but I just kind of want to roleplay like not really knowing what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And I will pass it back Bardic Inspiration to Moriarty.
All right.
Moriarty's like, what are you talking about? And then see him shoot an arrow across, through the tree into something. Moriarty's also, after seeing Clacker run over there, he's gonna move over to the other side. Not because I haven't seen the other creature, right?
Correct.
Gonna move over there. Oh god, not these things again. I don't want to be a papa to any of these little things. He's gonna smack at it with his fishing pole.
Mm-hmm.
And a hit.
That is not a hit.
No, actually 14.
14. Why do you have advantage?
Didn't I get Bardic Inspiration?
That's you can add a D8.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking, never mind, yeah.
Would you like to do so?
Would you like to know more about your fishing pole's extended beat the fuck out of that thing warranty?
Actually, by chance, I would want to know about that extended fishing pole beat the fuck out of it warranty. Alright, and then I guess I'll just swing again.
And that one hits.
Alrighty then. For 10.
Excellent. And that's with the butt of your fishing pole?
No, that's just my second swing.
Oh, that's right, because you're the battlesmith.
Yep.
Right.
Now I hit it. No, that doesn't connect.
Yeah, 9 is going to miss. Alright, that is everything unless you have more movement.
Well, I could take a step back, but no. Actually, I'll step back so that if Clacker decides he needs to move, he can.
Okay. Jack, it's your turn. They are beating on this pinata monster, and it is the funniest thing you've seen. Go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
Laugh. Now that I know that's Jack's laugh, that's terrifying.
A 20.
Nice, you shake it off. You realize it's not actually that funny. I mean, it was only, he said, meow, you doing?
I don't know what I thought was so funny about that.
Oh my, oh dear, oh this is not good. Jantor is going to hide in the bushes. I would help. I'm just so exhausted.
Jantor, stay on the fucking hyena.
Oh, okay. Mitsuka's turn.
Stay in the car. Stay in the fucking car. Have you ever heard a story ever? Just stay in the car.
All right, you're up, Mitsuka.
Alrighty, I think Mitsuka's gonna go ahead and seeing what happened with Jack, like, falling prone and laughing, she's gonna go ahead and cast Bless, 2nd level though, and she's gonna target Moriarty, Jack, Clacker, and Lucky. And then as a bonus action, she's gonna cast Sanctuary on Jantor.
2 leveled spells in 1 turn.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, never mind, I take that back. Then she's going to do nothing else. But she's going to stay right where she's at.
Alright, we are back to the top of the initiative order, so these 2 creatures, one of them, the one that was previously obscured, flies up into the middle of the clearing, so it's now hovering 30 feet above the rest of you. And it's going to reposition a little bit to try to get at a couple of you. The one that is in melee with Clacker is just going to let its eyes glow, and it's going to see if it can hit Moriarty and Clacker. First one will be against Clacker. That is a 5, meaning that Clacker, I need you to make a Charisma saving throw. DC 13.
Alright. There's no way I'm going to pass that even with
The
plus,
D4,
which is a
yeah.
6.
Right. You take 14 sanity damage as this thing just scours your mind.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
And I just kind of blink, but it's like a really long blink. And then I went out my eyes, I just take a deep breath, I go, as I look it right in the eye.
And
I've never
the
looked it right in the eye.
second one is against Moriarty, so Moriarty, that's a wisdom save. Also DC 13.
Clarification. When it attacked Clacker first, can I use my Sentinel to smack it first? Because it did attack somebody within my range.
It made them make a saving throw. It wasn't an attack roll. Let me...
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
clarify it.
Yeah, I don't think that would work in this case.
That's right, it's not an attack roll.
Yeah. No worries. So, wisdom save.
Not a wisdom save. Wisdom. 16.
You do not perceive everything as hilariously funny. You recognize the gravity of the situation. The second one is going to release a beam first at Lucky and second at Mitsuka. Lucky. Let's have a wisdom save as this greenish ray launches at you and then splits like forked lightning as it slams at you.
Okay. All right. Sure. I'm going to use my inspiration because I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm glad I did because it would have been an 8, but because I used my inspiration, I got a 16.
Yeah. You succeed. And let's see. Is there... Nope, on a success there's no detriment. Now against Mitsuka, we've got...
Well, what was it?
Well, it didn't hit you, so you're not sure what it would have done.
But it, hit the ground in front of me. What happened to the little bug that was just crawling away?
The bug got zapped to death. Bug is dead. The little...
No!
Little
Oh my god, the
blade-
bug's life.
little blades of grass kind of twirl and wither just a little bit, but there's no other perceptible effect. Mitsuka, I'll need a wisdom save from you as well, and then we'll be back to Clacker.
21, no worries.
No worries. Clacker is up.
Alright. I am going to... Oh, do I want to rage?
If you have
I
to
will
ask.
I will get them back after the long rest. You know what? I'm going to rage.
Nice.
So
It's a
I'm
rager.
raging now, and
Alright.
I get to roll my Wild Surge, which is number 2. I could teleport to 30. The teleport one again. Haven't I gotten that 3 times in a row?
I think
Couple
you've gotten
times,
it
yeah.
at least twice now, yeah.
Yeah.
So I can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. I can see until my rage ends. I can use it as a bonus action. Which means I can't use it this turn, so I'm gonna swing away at this guy in front of me again.
You can use it this turn if you choose to. By my reading of it, you teleport up to 30 space to an unoccupied space you can see. You can do that now this turn. And then it's clarifying you can also do that again as a bonus action.
Oh, got it. Alrighty. Well, I'm still gonna swing twice on this guy.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 20
Yep.
for 13 slashing damage.
Plus rage damage.
Plus rage damage, which is 2 or more?
Yep.
So 15? 15 slashing. Second
How
swing.
did you take it down?
How did I take it down? I just split it right in half.
Nice.
Just right down the middle, eyeball and all.
Yep.
Well, then I have another action, and I could move. What's the, oh, that thing's floating in the air, though, isn't it?
It is floating 30 feet in the air.
Yeah. I will stay right here and ready up the dodge action, then.
Alright, dodge would take your entire action. Since you've already made an attack, you can't dodge this time.
I get 2 actions. Or 2 attacks per action. You're right.
Yeah.
Then that's my turn.
Alright. Laffy, Lucky. I imagine Laffy is just hiding.
Yeah, Laffy is hiding with Jantor. Lucky has dark vision, but you didn't... What's the specifics on perceiving the northern... northeasternmost? Who knows? It's with Nathan. The one in front of me... do I see it?
Given that it's in the air, 30 feet in the air, I'm not sure that just northeast applies, because you also have to consider the vertical angle.
Mm-hmm.
All of that to say, you can see it. It's in a fairly well lit area because of the moon. There's also a torch in Clacker's offhand, and Mitsuka's Starblade is glowing with sunlight, so you can see its silhouette. You don't have disadvantage on trying to hit it.
I was gonna say, I'd like to also have, like, retroactively, after I killed that one, been like, we got the other one too, and, like, kind of yelled in motion with my torch where it was.
Yeah.
And then, just for real quick clarification for myself and the listeners, I've been tracking my crossbow bolts, but I didn't actually ask if I have to. Do I have to? Do we track an ammunition? Zoo, I miss.
Please do track your ammunition.
Okay.
You can get back 3/4 of what you spend after each battle.
I mean, Lucky's not going to go cleaning up the battlefield. Let's not be ridiculous here.
That's your decision. So you can go ahead with your attack, Lucky.
I launched a crossbow bolt and missed terribly. I'm not great with the crossbow.
I believe you're blessed.
Oh, I am. I have Lucky is #blessed. I got a 14.
That's a hit.
Okay, great. Wow, Mitsuka.
14 is the magic number.
Yeah, I got a 7 damage then. I feel like the light of the Starblade behind me just kind of like glints off this thing's slobber at the last second. Able to get a good hit.
Yep.
Where the fuck did you bring me? What the fuck are these things? This isn't fun at all.
Moriarty.
I thought you liked big slobbering fools.
Moriarty, so what you said, there's something over on the other side of the bushes, eh? And Moriarty's gonna walk out down around the tree he's behind. Look over to where Clacker suggested there was a creature. Do I notice it?
Yes, you can see it.
What the hell are you doing all the way up there? And Moriarty's going to start reeling his fishing line and then cast Thorn Whip. And actually also his Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah. Solid contact.
We're doing it. We're
26.
doing it. We hit it. And then I'm going to, like, yank that bastard down from 20 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
6 damage.
So it's now only 10 feet up.
Yep.
Just a note on Bardic Inspiration, you don't have to say it before. You can say it after.
Oh, I can? I was
Yeah.
just going to have to say it.
It's different. Some other things you have to call ahead of time, not Bardic.
Moriarty will be up right next. Use the rest of his movement speed to get real close to it, as close as he can, since he's on the ground. That's in the air.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for your next turn, since it's only 10 feet up, assuming it doesn't move again, then you're within your fishing pole range of it because you have 10 feet reach.
Oh, it can try moving.
Right. It'll be its last effort. But first, it's Jack's turn. You got Uncharmed last turn, so you can do whatever you want.
I will stand up, get my bearings, see a freshly cleaved in twain blob thing in front of Clacker. Moriarty's trying to fish one out of the sky. And I will snap my fingers and shoot a lightning firebolt at it. 24 to hit for
Absolutely.
8 damage.
Alright. And Mitsuka?
Mitsuka is just gonna join in on the shooting flames. Kind of raises her Starblade and, like, I think kind of like brightens the whole night up and takes aim and fires her Sacred Flame, like, from the edge of her Starblade.
Yeah, so you're all just bombarding it while it's hovering over Moriarty. Let's see. Dexterity save, I get a 16 versus. So you manage to roll out of the way, meaning that your Sacred Flame smashes down on Moriarty. I'm kidding.
Oh, damn it! Last time I feed you.
So the spectator is going. I mean, the slobbering thingy here is going to send its eye beams. The first one at Moriarty, second one at Lucky. Moriarty, I will need a charisma save from you.
Charisma? Okay.
Yes.
Uh-oh. And then I have a bliss, which that's a 4. Does a 10 keep me out of whatever just happened?
It doesn't. You take 13 sanity damage as some sort of ephemeral light scours through your vision and burns your retina.
Oh.
Second one on Lucky.
Bastard.
Lucky, can I have a wisdom save?
Always with the wisdom saves.
Always with the wisdom saves.
I'm not very good at those. Oh, shit. I got a 4, but I'm blessed, so 8.
You are frightened of this thing.
Yeah,
I think
I am.
you already were. You are now mechanically frightened of it.
Okay, well, see you guys later.
Clacker. Oh wait, sorry. It's gonna fly out of Moriarty's reach, or so it thinks.
Alright, come on, fishing pole. Let's smack that bastard. Oh, shit. No, that's a 12 to hit.
A 12 does not cut it, so it does, in fact, fly 30 feet
Remember
back
that
up into
song
there.
I taught you there?
Well, I already did say I used it. That's why I was considering it already gone.
So, it's my turn now, correct?
It's your turn. This thing is 30 feet into the air.
Okay, how it looks as though, from my vantage point, or from what I can see on the map, that there's some sort of ledge near me, in front of me, or something like that. Like
There is. That'll give you a 5-foot bonus, so it's only 25 feet ahead of you.
Okay, so it's only 5 feet. Got it. Okay. What are the chances of me, how far do I have to move? Let's see. I can move just fine. Okay, so what are the chances of me, like, moving up near it, and then teleporting myself up to it,
Yes.
and then attacking it in the air?
Yes.
Yes!
I was hoping you would do that so badly. That's so metal.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up next to Moriarty,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna look straight up at this son of a bitch, and I'm gonna teleport right up to it with
Yeah,
my
you are.
hand on my greatsword. I'm gonna swing for a 17
That's a hit.
Woo!
and deal 14 slashing damage because I'm still raging.
Yep.
Please land. My second one, I'm gonna do 23
Yeah.
to hit for 14 more slashing damage.
And you kill it.
Yes! I slice it and dice it mid-air, and then as I'm coming down, I use its corpse to, like, soften the blow for me. And I just squish it on landing.
Wow, that's gross.
Okay, you would take 11 falling damage. You're raging, so you have that, and then you're cushioning it, so I'll say 2 more off of it. So you take only a total of 3 damage from that.
Beautiful.
Glorious. Stuff of legend. I was hoping so badly that you were going to do that. That was amazing.
Thank you. That's why I was like, how high is that ledge?
Yeah.
Because I was going to jump off of it if it was high enough.
Right. The second creature disposed of, you scan the woods and you are made aware of no new threats. It appears that that was it. So you can continue on your way into the town. The gates are closed for the night, but there's a night watch posted, and when they see you, they do let you in. One of them says, "You know, it's not too safe out there these days. You should try not to travel by night. There's strange monsters lurking about. Anyway, welcome. Come on in. The spinning wheel is probably the best. Well, it's really the only place to stay the night. So go down the main street, past the log shade marketplace, and you'll find the spinning wheel over there in the town square. Welcome to Tristan."
I was going to say, I imagine as I walk up and he says it's not too safe, I'm just covered in, like, the entrails and blood. Those two things, I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
Oh, I see that you do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's real tough out there.
I'm like panting.
Well, thanks for telling us where to go. We really appreciate it.
Oh, certainly. Now, we will cut it here in just a minute. You can start exploring the town next week. But I want to acknowledge the drop in sanity for Moriarty and Clacker. You're both below 3/4, right?
Yes.
Oh no.
No.
Moriarty is not. I guess you're an artificer. You're probably a lot more sane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Well then, Moriarty, you lost some sanity. Remember that you do not gain it back automatically on a long rest. You gain back all of your hit points on a long rest. You gain back 1/2 of your maximum hit dice, sanity dice, so at this level that'd be 3 dice back on a long rest. You can spend your sanity dice now if you would like to, before taking a long rest.
I will do that.
Alright, and as for you, Clacker, you can do the same, but you are still afflicted and might need to make wisdom saves. Do you want me to afflict you with what I was originally planning for you, or what I was planning for Moriarty?
Oh, jeez. You know what? I want to flip a coin about this, because I can't decide. Actually, let's just roll a d4. We can do it that way.
You can even just type in 1d2. You can do all kinds of numbers on Roll20, so...
Oh, well, But evens me, odds Moriarty.
Sure.
Alright, let's see what you had for him.
Yep, so until cured, your vision, when it's dark normally, so not during the daytime, or at least not outdoors during the daytime, if you are relying on artificial light to see, your vision is reduced by 10 feet based on that lighting. So if a torch would let you see 30 feet, you can now only see 20 feet, for example. The shadows are a little bit fuller.
Okay. And I can cure that just from making wisdom saving throws, correct? Or...
I'm trying to think the most appropriate saving throw for you to make. I think I'll actually let you do it with, charisma.
Okay.
So, it's gonna start at a DC 16, and it's gonna go down by 1 every time you finish a long rest.
Okay. And do I just use... Is that just a regular roll, or do I use hit dice for that?
Regular roll to overcome it, but you can only attempt to overcome it once you're back above 3/4 sanity. So right now you're stuck with it. If you want to go ahead and spend hit dice now, you can. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait on it.
Got it. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and do that. I was looking for my hit dice earlier. Do you remember what they are? Or is it just my
it's
regular
D12 for health, D6 for sanity.
D6, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, I did terrible. I rolled 2 D6s and I got 4 back.
Clacker, remember you add your charisma bonus each time if you have a bonus.
Oh, I know, I don't. Everything else would be negative.
I see. Okay, right. So your hit die and your sanity die are opposite of one another. If you imagine, so there's D6s, D8s, D10s, and D12s. Imagine a mirror between D8 and D10. So if you've got a D12 health, you've got a D6 sanity. If you've got a D8 health, you've got a D10 sanity. So if you've multi-classed, in your case, Moriarty, you're, 5 levels Artificer and 1 level Fighter?
Yes.
So you would have 5d10 and 1d8 that you could use for sanity, and then the opposite that you could use for health.
I just did the math on my percentage, and I'm at 72% sanity.
Well,
just under 3/4.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah. I mean,
Literally
remember,
1
if
point.
you get 3 total dice back after a long rest, so
Yeah.
you're certainly in a completely safe town now, so may as well go ahead and burn all your health dice.
Wait
sound all that
a
safe from
second.
those
Wait a second. Don't listen to him.
Didn't he say this town was haunted? Perhaps.
Haunted.
I didn't burn them all, I just, got a decent amount of my sanity back.
Alright. Great, so you've saned up a little bit. You're heading to the inn and tavern that the guards directed you to spend the night. And that's where we will call it for tonight. So we'll pick up in this town next week. This has been the Kaleidosphere, To Whom the Sea Belongs. Thank you for joining us on this epic voyage. We would love to hear from you, so please go to linktree/the Kaleidosphere to find links to our Discord, Twitter, email, website, Patreon, all linked through the Homebrew Network. So please get in contact with us. Let us know what side quests you would have gone on. And we'll be in touch. This campaign is dedicated to Brandon, who we hold in loving memory. To Whom the Sea Belongs is a campaign set in the Kaleidosphere. That's kale, like the vegetable, Ido, I-D-O, sphere. Join us next week as we explore this new town.